Radio, good people, we're back. Podcast with Pari. Today we're joined by a guest you'd all know, popular in the streets of Harare for many different reasons, which is great. But we're joined with Michelle Nativel. Mishi,
Yes.
what's popping?
I'm a little nervous.
Ready for today?
No,
Come
I'm
on,
not.
get
I'm
excited,
not.
get excited,
I'm
baby. Keen.
It's gonna the tell-all.
Yeah, the tell-all.
Let's go.
Guys, just in line with this pod, thank you very much for your support. Please continue supporting. Would love to hear in the comments who you'd like to see on the show, who you'd like to see on next, and let's keep this going. I know there's been a bit of a break in some episodes, but we're back and we're back stronger than ever. Let's make it happen. All right, cheers. Let's get into it. Radio, good people. Welcome back to another episode of Podcast with Pari. I'm particularly excited for today's show. I think we've got a great guest on board, a very dear and near and dear friend of mine. Known each other for a very long time, and it's just been great watching her journey from height to height. And I hope she continues to excel. But we're joined here today by Michelle Nativel.
Thank you for having me.
Mishi, what's popping?
Yeah. My stress levels a little bit. I'm keen. I'm excited.
Do you know what? It's good to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me. I've been looking forward to it.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Poured you a G&T.
We did a stiff one.
It's not that bad. Hey, come on. Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers.
Eyes, Mish. Eyes.
Oh, sorry.
Eyes. Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mishi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, as I said in the intro, you know, I've known you for a very long time.
A very long time.
I think I could almost say I almost like grew up with the Nativel daughters. You know, I've known you since I was but a puppy.
100%.
The first time I remember meeting you was at St. John's Prep.
I knew you were gonna say this because if you didn't, I was like, that would be the first time that we met.
That was the first time in St. John's Prep. I was in grade 7. You were in what?
I was in lower 6.
Lower 6.
Yeah.
And at St. John's Prep every year you've got to do like a dance at your leavers, like a choreographed dance at your leavers dance. And you were teaching us our dance moves.
Yeah, so I was teaching you guys from then, and that was what, 2007?
2007.
So that's when I first remember you, and you wanted to use a terrible song. You wanted to use the High School Musical song.
Which was
Breaking Free. I remember you clearly sitting there, and he said, "Let's use Breaking Free." Everyone was like,
yeah,
surely not. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be like Soldier Boy or something cool, but you said Breaking Free.
We ended up using Crank That by Soldier Boy.
Yeah, you see, I told you.
But I was trying to be a leader because no one was taking any direction. So I was like, yeah, we're breaking free. Sorry. Fly, yeah. There's that stuff.
It was a good song though.
But it was a great song. Anyway, the Soldier Boy song was a big hit. I even remember our dance. I promise you, I remember a bit of it.
Because I will die.
But that was so I met you there, and you've carried on, you know, and you've carried on.
It's actually funny. Airborne and I are teaching that on Friday.
What?
The grade 7s.
Oh, really?
So we're still doing it. So that's a lot of years.
If you need any inspo from like old boys to come
I've
in
been there for 16 years.
16 years.
Well, it must be 2007, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah, 16 years.
Bar
Sure.
COVID, 2 years.
Yeah, true. So it's still a lot.
It's still, I'm not taking away from it. Like, I think 16 years is a hell of a long time. And you've done well. And now from 17-year-old Michelle to now, I'm not going to reveal your age, but I'm sure the viewers could work it out.
I don't mind.
33?
Yes.
Yeah. So now from 17-year-old to 33-year-old Michelle, you've now you and your partner Airborne have created a dance company and a brand and you've taken it from glory to glory.
Yeah.
You know, all of your dancing. So tell me a bit more about that journey, Mishi.
So basically, like, I always knew it's what I wanted to do. So I knew from a young age I wanted to have my own dance studio. I just didn't really know how or when is the right time. Like, I was still so young and all of that. And then I was teaching from when I was 16 until I was 22 with the lady that taught me how to dance. So I was kind of like an assistant to her.
Yeah.
And I knew that I wanted to start a dance studio, but I never wanted anyone to say to me, like, because I think what she wanted was to almost like hand her studio over to me.
Yeah.
And then I would continue it. But for me, like, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to be, oh, you're only successful because she gave you that studio.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
I knew that I wanted to start my own thing, so that it was like grown from the very beginning, if you know what I mean.
To build it for yourself.
Absolutely. So I think like I had a bit of a fallout with her. Like I got quite sick in 2013. I think it was mainly stress of all the things I was going through. Like that was crazy. But then in 2014, that's when I started Dance Avenue. And Airborne and I had been friends for 2 years already.
Okay.
And basically he was on board from the beginning. And then like there was a whole group of us that were dancing together, but like Airborne and I just had like a special bond from the start. And then we've grown Dance Avenue from where it was then to where it was now, and it's just
Dance Avenue, what did you start at? What was your first sort of show, or did you start by bringing kids in? Or?
Yeah, so we opened the studio and we got great numbers from the very start, to be honest, because like we were known as a dance company as such, but also like I had been teaching for a while. So the kids that I taught there, a lot of them, especially from the acro department, like I taught them since they were kids. Yeah. So they just followed me over. So that was really nice. So we started off really, really well.
So you started with a bit of a bang, eh?
A big bang. Like probably nearly maybe 100 kids in the studio.
Stop it.
First term, yeah.
First year?
Yeah.
First term. Mm.
So we were
and
super
do you
blessed.
do it term 1, 2, 3 every year, eh?
Mm-hmm. So 10 weeks.
And how many kids do you have now?
Oh, I would say maybe 150, 160.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
Jeez, you've done well with it.
No, we have. I mean, we've worked hard, I'm not going to lie. It's not simple. And I think the fact that we've grown ourselves as a brand as well kind of brings people towards us. So like that's also been great. And then, but we've kind of changed styles. We started off like very much to do with like exam work and quite strict and technical. Yeah. And then that wasn't him and I, like that just wasn't the way we like to teach. We're so like free and we want to do our own thing. So we kind of changed it from like ballet, modern tap, acrobatics and hip hop. We kind of got rid of that. So we stuck with the hip hop obviously because that's huge.
Yeah.
We stayed with the acro because that's like our bread and butter basically. And then we changed the ballet and the modern. Ballet's still there now, but we kind of went more to the contemporary side because that's kind of what I like. So it was more like I did the contemporary, Airborne did the hip hop, and we did the acro and stuff together.
And when you started that, Dance Avenue in the beginning, can you imagine it would have been like break dancers, a lot of like brothers, Was it like I don't know? Were you the only white?
When I started dancing,
chick? Yeah.
Like when I started doing hip hop, 100%.
Like I can't imagine there would have been many other white people in the hip hop culture.
No girls and no white people. It was literally me.
So you're the only white girl doing a bit of hip hop dance.
Yeah. So 2010, I went and danced with a group at the World Cup. In Cape Town, and I promise you it was literally like just me, the only girl, the only white chick, and like just guys. Like even the team that I went with, I think there was 10 of us in total. I was the only white, the only girl. All the others were black guys.
Were you getting shown love?
No.
Why are you lying?
I'm not actually lying. Like everyone was so like protective of me.
Really?
Like that's why I've had such confidence. Like all the people that I've ever danced with, like whether it was in that group that I was with then or when I was with these guys, like these guys were ridiculously protective of me.
Really?
Like it was insane.
Were you part of, when you were were you part of the Bundesliga then or not yet? Were you were you already a part of the Bundesliga? I knew this was gonna come. Or did the Bundesliga then come to develop later?
Later.
Yeah. So the Bundesliga only came.
Okay. You can say that. I'm sweating.
Okay, so I just wanted to know.
Later.
Okay, that was okay.
That was
later. So then maybe.
Cheers, mate. I need a sip of my drink.
Maybe that's why you weren't being shown love back then. Yet, maybe it was to happen now. I mean a group of black guys. Anyways, let's change topics swiftly.
Moving on. I know it's gonna come back. I know this. So don't act like you.
It might come back. We'll see how we go.
It's gonna. Let's be honest.
Mitch, so you obviously grew up having a big passion for dancing. When you finished dancing, did you go to uni? Did you leave Zim? Did you or I mean when you finished school? I beg your pardon. Did you?
So I mean, I guess it was kind of my dream to do that, but it didn't happen, which is fine. I did like auditions for schools in the UK, got it, and did all of that kind of stuff. But then at the end of the day, like we just weren't in a position for that to happen. So I kind of wanted it to be. Maybe I should have taken it. Then I decided to take it the teaching way rather than going to dance myself. Like I feel like I'm actually a better teacher than I am a dancer.
Yeah.
So that's when straight after school I'd already done my acro teachers. So by the time I finished school, I was already qualified in that. And then after school, I went and did my tap and modern teachers. So then I was qualified in like all the technical stuff that I did.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where that went.
But how good is it also knowing that you're a better teacher than you are a dancer, you know, and or for what you realize for yourself at the time, and then it almost gives you direction and a sense of purpose from such a young age. So initially, like what you said, I've always wanted to build or start my own studio, not continue from someone else. So you almost had a direction and goal of where you wanted to reach from such a young age, which is rare to find in any young person.
I think when I initially started, like I knew I wanted to have a dance studio, like that's what I was gonna do. Then when you get a little bit older and everyone like starts leaving and going to uni, and like the girls that I danced with were doing that, I was like, that's what I want to do. So I kind of pictured myself at that time when I'm talking like when I'm 17, 18, like I wanted to go and dance on the cruise ships. I wanted to kind of live that life before having a studio.
Like what sort of dancing?
Like not what you're thinking.
No,
like to go and do like a musical or something like that, but more not like the West End because I can't sing. So it would be more to do with like being like on the cruise ships, they have those shows, you know what I mean? Yes. So that was kind of, and a lot of girls that I knew and I looked up to when I was growing up dancing, they were doing that sort of thing. So that's kind of where I wanted that to go. And then I guess when I realized that wasn't for me, that's kind of when I was like, okay, I can't do that.
Yes.
Like the universities that I wanted to go to were super expensive. We weren't financially in that position to do that. So I kind of had to adapt. And that's when I started teaching, doing my qualifications, and then figuring out, okay, when is the best time for me to actually start a studio?
Yeah. And you've done a few shows, at reps throughout your years.
We have.
I remember when was it called 8 Count?
Yeah.
There was a group 8 Count, and there was another one in between, or was it?
So no, it was 8 Count. So that's when
Count.
That was actually when I met Airborne and the guys for the first time.
That was before 2014 then, eh?
Yeah. So that was 2012 I met them. And that's kind of when like my whole vision of dance pretty much changed. That's when I went from being just that technical Michelle to like I found this passion for, I would guess not the freestyle, but more like the urban styles.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Whether it was like the hip hop side or whether it was the contemporary side, that's kind of when we found like that's the direction that we should go, rather than like a technical ballet. Like I'm not into that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's not me at all. Like I can't express myself. So our first show that we did was 2013, and that was called Make It Count.
Make It Count.
Yes.
And you've put on some hella shows throughout the years.
Have, yeah,
I remember The Greatest Showman. You know, you've done Lion King. You've just done now. Was it Trapped?
We did Trapped. We did Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Did Queen.
Jeez, eh?
Yeah.
And out of all of those ones, Mish, what are a couple of standout shows that you remember?
I think my all-time favorite is Make It Count. Like that was kind of where we got into it, and we were like, oh my gosh, like this is what we this is what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Like this is us. You know what I mean? And that was actually when like Airborne and I were always close then, but when we did that show, like that's when we realized like the two of us were really close, and that's what we wanted to do. Like a lot of other people, they enjoyed it, but it wasn't exactly the angle that they wanted to take with their lives, which is absolutely fine. You know what I mean? But this is when him and I were kind of like, shit, this is actually what we want to do in our lives. So that was, for me, stand out, Make It Count. If you look back and watch it now, I kind of cringe sometimes. Some of the stuff is amazing. Some was like, gosh, why did we do that? But still good. Like we had King Julian on the stage. Like what were we thinking, really? But there was some really good numbers. And then my favorite show that we've done, I think, is The Greatest Showman.
Really?
Yeah, I love that one.
That was brilliant.
Yeah. I think because like I love the character that I played. So I played the bearded lady in it.
Didn't you have a beard malfunction the one night?
Yes, I breathed in my fake beard and I thought I was going to die. Like choking, like no joke, like vomiting outside because I had wool in my mouth. It was terrible.
Oh my gosh.
It was very dramatic.
You know, I've really enjoyed a lot of your shows, you know, and I think if I could pull out my drawer and have all the tickets that I've been to, you know, you'd be surprised. Pari's been a massive support.
I've been to all of them.
I think I've been to most of them, you know.
Because you know we have a video of Make It Count. We can hear you speaking in the beginning of it.
Can you?
Yeah, you're like, that's Georgie. That's Joey's sister.
G'day, George. Hey, Gio. Happy birthday for yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And tell me why our country doesn't have things like, do you know, I think for people like our age, even younger and older and everyone in between, like things like a salsa studio, like to go and learn to like at 6 p.m. after work on a Thursday night to go and have some wine and learn to salsa, learn to dance. I think there's such a market for that.
Absolutely.
You know, we need to start things like that, Nishi.
I agree. But there's a couple of reasons. Number one, there's no salsa teachers. So there we go.
Well, learn it. Like you learn tap and then teach us. No?
Okay.
Okay.
That's like you suddenly learning to go and play like some crazy sport and then you must just teach it. Just because you can play rugby doesn't mean that you're really good at volleyball. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So besides that,
like
adults are not exactly the best at committing. So Airborne and I have tried with adults classes.
Yes.
And they're like, no, we're super keen. We want to do that. And then they come for like one class. And then, so one class has 50 people. The next class has 2. The next class has 30 people. The next class, no one pitches. You know what I mean? And for us, like, it just gets like...
It's too unreliable.
It's so unreliable. Like kids is different. Kids, you can say, pay up for the term. Whether you come or whether you don't, that's up to you. You know what I mean? But for adults, you can't do that. Like everyone has their lives and stuff, responsibilities. So it's not as simple as you think it is.
What well, I would love to just see it one day, you know.
A salsa class.
A salsa class. And I think all the pals would love it. I think it
would be amazing.
Even on your basic salsa, just like come and teach us salsa, you know.
We could do basic. We could definitely do basic.
So can we do something?
If
just
you
something
can get
fun
5
like that?
couples, we'll do a class.
I'm single.
Yeah, you can find a friend.
Okay. Can I find you?
No. I knew this was gonna come. My days. Yeah.
Kidding, not kidding.
Cheers.
No, but I'll definitely find. I could find us 5.
If you can find 5 people, let's go.
Yeah. What are some of your ups and downs you've had? What are some of the like the lows in your journey, in your dance career? What are some of the dance career specifically?
Okay, like, where's this question going? My gosh, lows in our dance career. I think we did one show called Any Other World. We got very cocky. We were like, people will definitely come. People didn't come.
Really?
That was the biggest, if I can say, kick up the ass we ever got.
Really, eh?
Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah.
We had just come from Haifa and done really well. And then we went and did it at reps and we were like, no, 100% people are going to come. Yeah, big loss.
Really, eh?
Yeah, power loss. My days.
But it's so important to have those moments and throughout your journey. Just for one to know that you're not invincible.
Not at all.
And you're not and you know it's not always guaranteed.
Not
you
at
know, it's you still got to put in the graft. You've still got to make people want to come to you. You still got to make people love you. And that's all part of the journey, isn't it? Hey,
absolutely.
It's once you get complacent.
Yeah. Like when you're like years down the line, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But like I remember as the curtain came down, I promise you there's probably more people on stage than there was in the audience.
Wow.
And like, it's kind of when you realize the people that are like support you and like who you support, and then the people that aren't. Like there was people that were on the stage with us that couldn't give 2 shits that nothing happened. Do you know what I'm saying?
Really, yeah.
And then I remember like Airborne and I were like lying on the floor. He was so sick and I had hurt my ankle, and like him and I just lay on the stage and just cried. I promise you, for like an hour, like, why did we do this to ourselves kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was, I think we bonded over that, trauma bonding.
Jeez, it's a real thing, eh? Some trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding is no joke.
And Mishi, you've now started a media company.
Yeah.
With Airborne again.
Absolutely.
Alo Media House. Which is actually, you guys do the production for this whole show, you know, and I think I'm sure the viewers can attest that this is some top quality production.
Thank you. Yeah, we're loving it.
And I'm glad, I'm so glad to have you guys on board. You charged me an arm and a leg, frick, but
don't lie, Pari.
But Debbie Dim, no, I'm joking. You know, you'd rather pay for good quality.
You can have some people who put up phones if you like.
Yeah, exactly right. So you'd rather pay for what you're gonna get.
Why? So what's the point of doing it?
Yeah, and I've seen the rise of your media. You know, it's only been live, online for about 4 months.
Yeah, I think it's 4 months actually.
You know, and look at where you guys are today. You know, so you've got a lot of key clients already. I see you do Bakers In, and I've seen the transformation you've done on their page, and you know, and the
that's kind of like been
advertising.
our biggest success, really.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
And so tell me about Alo. Tell me about why you got into media from dancing or alongside dancing.
So I kind of was doing media beforehand, more like freelancing and that. And then I remember Airborne and I had this one day, like we had just gone through, like he had gone through his own stuff, I was going through my own stuff, and we actually sat at Raw Roots at my gym, and we were like we can't do this anymore. Like we don't want to live a life where like you feel like you're capped in a way. Like we're so good as entrepreneurs, and like that might sound cocky and stuff, but like I honestly back us so much. Like we take risks, they seem to work, like we do all of that stuff, and it's just gone so positively for us in terms of like even the dance and shows and that kind of thing. And then like he was doing something like a totally different career, and I was doing like media as a totally different career, but kind of freelancing. And him and I can take the complete blame for this, had kind of like drifted a little bit. But I think there was a time when we were like, what are we doing? I came to a lot of realization with different things in my life, and realized like when someone has your back, like you can't take that for granted. You know what I mean? Like I don't think, and I mean, I know he's sitting right here, to be honest, and like it's gonna sound like I'm just taking the piss, but like I don't think I've ever had a connection with someone that is like almost like a brother or a soulmate or something like that. You know what I mean? Like him and I like connect on like a totally different level. Like, and that's kind of when we said like, there's no one in the world in terms of business I trust more than that guy right there. Like I wouldn't do business with anyone else. Like I've tried and I've been walloped.
Well, how good's that?
Yeah. So I think when him and I said like, I do this, you do that. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we not doing this? Like, he has an incredible family that I get on so well with. He gets on like a house on fire with my family. Like, our families we're like one. He's literally like my brother. You know what I mean? So we were like, if we're not going to do it together, you know what I mean? Like, we can benefit. He has characteristics that I don't have, and vice versa. So in terms of any line of business, we can play with each other and make it work.
It works.
Yeah.
And it's testament to your guys' relationship, to both you and Airborne, to you know, to what you built here, to what you created. And like I said, it's you know, it's 4 months in.
Yeah.
What's your view on the media space in Zimbabwe? You know, even just for myself, when I look at a lot of the billboards or the advertisement here, and you know how people get their message across. I think in the past, I think it is slowly getting better, but I think in the past it's been done quite poorly. You know,
I agree.
And we need an injection of something fresh, something exciting and a different take, and to be current and trendy with the rest of the world.
So I think kind of like where him and I have taken like our business is like, if you look at some of the content that you see, mainly for corporates and stuff, it's so much about like a product. Like put the product on a table, take a picture of it, and that's it. Like it doesn't have a human factor to it. It doesn't have like, why this product? Like, why would this product change your life? Why does it make you happy? Does it not? Like, how can you seeing, like, for example, this drink, if it's sitting on a table, why is that going to change my life? You know what I mean? But if I saw someone drinking this drink and like living their best life, I'm like, okay, that is a little bit more exciting. It adds a human element. It adds like something extra to it. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we've done, is we're trying to create a product and make it more about an emotion rather than just about colors on a page. And I think that's where, like, if you look at some of the billboards, it's like a product. There's nothing. There's not even like a smiley face. Or if it is, it's like such a pixelated picture. It's just terrible. You know what I mean? So I think we're just trying to, like, we're creatives. That's what we do. And like, we're not trying to follow anybody. We're trying to like, completely, we're not sheeps, we're goats, you know what I mean? We're going the complete opposite way to everybody else.
Trying to change the trend.
Absolutely. And like, some people buy into it and some people don't. That's absolutely fine. You know what I mean? But like, we just want to know that whatever we put our heart into, like, that we are going to give the best for that company. And like, sometimes they don't trust us. Sometimes they're like, guys, it's actually not like the best thing for you. But in that same breath, like, we've kind of proven ourselves like, flip. If you trust us with this, like, we know stuff that really works. Like, we've built our own brands.
But why would I trust you? Why would I trust you with digital marketing? Do you have any experience in it? Did you study it? Like, why come to?
So no.
Yeah.
But in this world, it's not like, I don't have a degree in it. I don't have a degree in marketing, but I can tell you, I can get you so much more for your company than someone who has a master's in marketing. I can guarantee it. Because reason that I say that is like, I've built my own brand.
Yeah.
Airborne's built his own brand with his family, his wife, himself, everything. You know what I mean? Like, we are good at building brands because we know what people in Zim like.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like, if you, some people who have a master's in marketing, you can look at some of the pages that they do and they get like 3 likes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we know what people like. We're creative enough to be like, we don't need the degree, but we can prove to you that we can do it. So like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you must trust me. I'm saying you must just give us a try.
Okay, well, and I would give you a try 10 times out of 10. you know, I think I look at your brand, your own personal brand as a Michelle Nativel, you know, and what you've got how many thousand followers across the platforms, you know?
Yeah,
you
like
know,
140 or something.
you know,
yeah.
and that's not an easy feat to build 140,000 followers.
No.
How did your like your gallop to stardom begin, you know? Because it came on board very quickly,
Yeah.
you know, and it was like one day, you know, one day you're Michelle Nativel and one day you're Michelle Nativel
No, it was pretty fast, but I like kind of said to myself, like, so I think the first thing that made me go viral as such wasn't even something that I put up myself, but it's what people, they didn't even know who it was, but they just saw the white girl doing the Borrowdale on the streets when we did that freedom walk back in 2017, I think it was.
Yeah.
And then like it was in 2020 during lockdown.
We'll actually put a video of that up on the screen just so you can have a look at that. Yeah.
So that video is what everyone remembers me for. And then I saw there was a trend on TikTok and it was like, show us something that made you go viral. So you say that or whatever, and then you put the video that made you go viral, and then I just added that video in, and that went like, that was the first time people were like, oh my God, it's you? Like, I remember you. And then I guess I kind of found that like I was the only white person that was doing that kind of dancing in Zim to like local music. So I kind of found
bit of a niche.
Absolutely, 100% a niche.
Because people love seeing a white person believing in their culture and like, oh my gosh, she can do it, we can do.
And it's something that I absolutely love and I'm very passionate about. So it's not even like I'm faking it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's something that I absolutely love with all my heart. So to do that and to see people getting pleasure out of it just like pushed me even more. Like to see people laugh at the things I do, because I look like an ass half the time, let's be honest. Like I look ridiculous, but I really enjoy it.
Talking about our culture.
Oh dear. Oh, cheers.
How much are you really embedded in our culture, Michelle? So you know, you've obviously got your brother who's black, and you can do the black dances, and you know there might be black guys that
everyone in the room right now is dying. You realize that?
So tell me, have you ever? You know,
yeah.
So have you ever dated a black guy or girl?
I've never dated a black guy.
No. Strong no.
Strong no, I just haven't. What am I supposed to be like a maybe no? If it's a no, it's a no.
No, that's fair.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying that like I don't like for me, and it must be like, oh, she sounds so politically correct. Like race means nothing to me. Like it doesn't bother me. I just want to die. But you know, I haven't, no. Just to answer your question.
You know what? I wasn't even asking this question for me. I'm asking for the people of Zimbabwe. You know, the country where we live, where there's 93%, 98% of brothers, it just opens up your pool like it's so much bigger.
Gene pool.
So it's just great. Days. It's just great. Anyways, that's great answer. We'll leave that at there.
Yeah.
Amen, baby.
Amen. The string's going down real quick.
Mish, and you know, because you've become quite a socialite in the recent years, and you haven't had the most sort of generic sort of partners of when you think of Zimbabwe. Are you allowed? We'd like to speak about this.
Yeah, of course, go.
And you know, you haven't had, so your sexuality. Is, I don't know if it's bisexual, if it's gay, if it's straight. I don't know where you would stand in that, right? So what would you say to that?
I think like I don't really like the idea of boxing myself. Like I've never liked the idea of that. Like I just think like, okay, to be honest, like I don't see myself ending up with a guy. Like that's not what I see for myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about in this moment now. I'm talking about like I have gone through, like I've been engaged, went through horrific scenes with that, like got hurt really badly, which was very public. And not in terms of like the breakup was public, but the relationship was public.
Yeah.
So I kind of guess like I said, I don't like to box myself, but I see myself and I want to end up with a woman, if that's putting it bluntly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I want for my life. In terms of like, would I ever showcase a relationship online again? No.
Yeah.
Definitely no. Like that was the worst thing. The thing is like before like I gained a lot of a following, I was just like everyone else is following, you know what I mean? So my relationship online, it didn't matter. Like, it was just what everyone else did.
Yeah.
But then when it came to now me being more popular and everyone following that, and then we like building a brand out of that, it was like the worst thing that I could have done. And that's something that I really regret.
Because it does bring not just you, but your family into it and people around you. And it's, you know,
absolutely. And like when everything happened, it's like, I don't want to throw somebody on the bus and say, this is what actually happened. But in the same time, like I was genuinely hurt so badly. Like,
and you wouldn't talk about what actually happened, eh?
I can. Like,
yeah.
I was.
This is what the people want to know.
I know.
That's what I want to know as well.
Okay, so basically I was engaged. A month after we were engaged, I was cheated on. And I pretended like, no, I can like work through this, like something like really bad happened. Like, people don't know that. I didn't tell a lot of people about that. I think I told maybe my sister, Airborne. Like, I only told the people really close to me. I didn't even tell my parents about that. I kind of thought I could move past it. Obviously, we were in a long distance relationship. When it then came to like moving, we bought a house, bought a car, did everything there. And then I was basically ready to pack up my life and go there, like give up everything. And then I found out that I was cheated on badly.
Like more than once.
Like, she was in basically a full-blown relationship with somebody else.
And this is after you had been engaged?
We were engaged. We had bought a house.
Bought a car.
Bought a car there.
You're basically setting up your life to move.
100%.
And she had another full-blown.
Yeah.
And how did you take that?
Terribly. Like, how else could you take it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I was I was completely broken by it. Like, when I look back now, I see where my life is now, and I'm like, thank God that happened, because I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now.
Yeah.
Like, I am in the best space today than I have been in many years. So now I understand why I went through such hardships, but at the time I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna get over this.
And how long ago was this?
It basically started, I think it was October last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's hectic, eh?
It's a lot to go through.
Do you know what? I think the fact that you're even in a sort of, say, gay relationship, mm-hmm. okay, and then you get engaged mm-hmm. in South Africa, because you can't do it here.
Yeah.
And then all this happens.
Yeah.
I think it's just like it amplifies you in the spotlight so much more, because
Absolutely.
like what we're saying, you're already in the spotlight, you're posting every day. It's something different to the people. I mean, this happens. Everyone automatically wants to know, oh my gosh.
And at the time I was like, I'm a super sensitive person. I'm not an extrovert. Everyone laughs. I'm actually so introverted. So when now in an open relationship, and it's now being thrown on like celebrity pages and stuff, like there's hateful comments in that, which is, we come in a country like this, which is fine. Like, I can take it I can take it now. Like, now I'm tough. Then I wasn't tough. You know what I mean? So all of that kind of happening, and then for this, and then people to be always messaging like, oh, where's this person? Where's this person? Why they're not there? What happened here? And it's like,
so it's none of your business for starters, to be fair, but then you also had made it people's business. Yes,
I made
correct.
It, like, people were super invested in that. And like, that's my biggest regret. Biggest regret.
That's a big regret. Yeah.
It's huge.
And you're in a fine place now. You're a safe place.
I'm in a really, really good place.
Are you in a good place?
Such a good place.
Well, that's important, Mish. And did it ever take you through, like, I don't know, your depression phase? Like, how was your mental health during that?
Horrific. Completely horrific. I think I had lost who I was so much. I felt like I was changing as a person to suit somebody else. And that is what everyone around me was telling me. And everyone else was saying, like, you're not the same person. Like, I lost the closest people towards me. Like, I was no longer close with my mom. I was no longer close with my sister. I was no longer close with Airborne. Like, I had lost relationships because I was choosing something that I really believed in. But I don't know if I believed in it being a forever, or I believed that I could, like, it was my own ego being like, I can prove that I'm better.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why the hell did I not, like, I should have left in 2021. Why did I stay until the end of 2022? You know what I mean? Why did I do that? Why did I put myself through that shit?
Yeah. at least you can see now that you've learned the lesson.
Oh, 100%. Now it's easy to look back.
It's a crap way to learn a lesson, Mish,
Yeah.
but at least you have learned it, you know. And we would like to think that we don't often make the same mistake twice, or we wouldn't fall into the same sort of trap twice, or
Yeah.
you know. And so I hope the best for you.
Thank you.
And I hope that you just keep on
No, I hope
keeping
me
on,
too.
Betty. Anyone
Me too.
else new on the scene today?
I told you I'm not putting nothing on social media. Nothing. No one's allowed to know.
Because if it was no, I think you'd have said no. Yeah.
Wouldn't we all like to know?
Yeah. Anyways, for whoever that or isn't, then great, you know. But
Fair.
yeah, keep it.
Absolutely.
You can tell me.
Wait, what's going on?
No, Mish, and yeah, look, I am proud of you for the journey that you've taken. I think you will continue to do great things. I think there's so much more we could speak on. There's so much more. Hey, I wish the best for you, and I always want your joy, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished here. I think you'll continue to do great. It's fun to watch your guys' journey, and it's fun to be a part of it. I love sitting here and knowing that this is produced by Alo, and I love having you by my side and having your support, and I just really want the best for you guys,
Thank you, Pat. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I really appreciate it, honestly.
And just keep on keeping on, Barry.
We shall do, absolutely.
Yeah. And thank you for coming on.
Pleasure.
Yeah. Any last sort of remarks, comments, questions, queries, concerns?
Gosh, I don't know. I think it's a lot for me. Like, I haven't actually spoken public about all of this stuff. So it could go one of two ways. You know what I mean? But I think the fact that like I feel like I'm coming back to who I actually am allows me to open up about stuff that I've been through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it sounds like so dramatic saying that, but like it's not easy. So for people who are like going through it, like I freaking feel it. It's shit. You know what I mean? But like it gets better.
What advice would you give to people that are going through it? Would you say get out of it? What did you
Yes.
say? But how?
Like,
how?
okay,
if,
so
if
this-
someone had told you that, how would you tell them to get out of it?
I don't know how to tell them to get out of it, but like I think at the end of the day, like for me, cheating's a no. Like what I should have left after the first time because I knew this was how it's going to end. But my own ego took over, and like I wish I had left then because then it wouldn't have been so painful at the end.
So you reckon cheating's a red flag at any stage? Get out of there.
100%.
Do you reckon?
Like for me,
Yeah.
and I'm not telling anybody else, but literally for me, like I will never ever in my life accept that again.
Is it
And it's not even, you don't have to just
strong? It's brave. It's good.
like that is my deal breaker. 100% at any level.
Cheating.
Any level, even if it's like emotional cheating with someone, like count me out.
They say a zebra never changes its stripes.
100%.
You know,
It's the truth. Like
which is a scary remark to make, but it's what they say.
I mean, I believe that people can change and they can be better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I knew how something was going to end, and that's exactly how it ended. So yeah, I took a risk and I cocked it up.
Mish, we love you. Stay golden.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming on. You're a
I
star.
appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thanks, Pam.
All right. Well done.